after the D. I am Coach April Elle. I am a post-divorce coach. I am the person that you come to after everything is all done and you are ready to restart and regain clarity in your life, get strategy, and crush your goals. Today, I have a very special guest with me, all the way from Statesboro, Georgia. Miss Venus, welcome to the show.
Hey, April.
Thank you for being a part of the show today. Venus, we're just going to jump right in. Tell us about who you
Let's go.
are, what you do, and your family dynamic.
Okay. Hi, my name is Venus Mack Hall. I am a child of God first, a wife, a mother, city councilwoman, business owner, wife coach, friend, everything else in between.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I am married. This is my second marriage. I've been married now going on 5 years. In February, we'll be hitting that 5-year mark. We have 5 children together. I'm on city council. I was just newly elected to city council in Statesboro. I was one of the first African-American women to ever sit on the city council here in Statesboro. I own a natural hair salon here in Statesboro, Georgia. I also have a natural hairline product. And about a year ago, I started a group. It's called the Praying Wife Group. And I ventured out to do wife coaching. I've been doing some events and things like that. I have a lot going on, but I wear all of my hats proudly.
Yes, you are a busy lady.
Busy.
Very busy.
It's worth it.
Yeah, I was going to say, but you still keep it cute and stuff.
Thank you. I try.
Yeah. So, Venus, before we get started, tell everyone how they can join your Facebook group, how they can make appointments, how can they get in contact with you?
So if you want to get in contact with Venus Mack Hall, the hairstylist, you can visit my website at www.theglambarsalon.com. My salon is located downtown Statesboro. Once again, it's www.theglambarsalon.com. If you wanted to get in contact with me, as far as city council, you can look up my page on Facebook, and it's Venus Mack District 3 City Council. If you wanted to join the wife group, you can also find me. I'm on IG. It's a Praying Wife group on Instagram. On Facebook, it's the Praying Wife group. We also just started a YouTube channel, and that is also a Praying Wife group. And sorry, if you wanted to hit me up on IG for the Glam Bar Salon, it's the Glam Bar Salon Statesboro on Instagram.
Gotcha.
I think I got everything.
If not, we'll touch on it again before we today.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Venus. So we all have a story, and just like you, I have a story as well. And today, I want you to just share with us your story.
Okay. So like I said, I've been married for 5 years. I'm happily married, but it took a while to get here. This is actually my second marriage. I got married, I can't remember. It might have been 2010, 2011. I really can't remember the year. I know I was 27 when I got married the first time. And I was married for about roughly 3 years. And it wasn't good at all. I think that at that time we thought we wanted and we thought we knew what we wanted, but just at that time it wasn't the right time for neither one of us. And I went through a lot of hurt. I went through a lot of pain. And it was really bad. But looking back on it now, it was all worth it. It's all a part of my story. I had to go through that to get to where I'm at. And I'm sure I may have to go through some more, to get where I'm going, because in each season, you want to go through different things to go to a different level. So, I mean, I know the facts of what happened in my marriage or why we didn't work out, but it was all part of my story. I'm not mad. I don't hold any grudges. I wish my ex the best. we're not friends or anything like that, but I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I hope he wouldn't want, anything bad to happen to me. It's just that that wasn't God's plan. It was our plan. It wasn't God's plan. And people always be like, well, how did you get married again? And I'm like, why wouldn't I? Why am I supposed to stop because I fell? In life, we're gonna go through plenty of things and we're gonna fail. But we gotta just keep going, keep pushing, and keep moving. Life keeps going on. But it took me a while to get to this point. So I don't want anybody to look at this and be like, oh, she got it easy. Because no, I didn't have it easy. I had it hard. I went through depression. I cried plenty of nights. I asked God, why me? Why me, God? Why? But it was all part of God's plan. I can see it now. I see now why I had to go through all of that stuff. Because even with my coaching business now, I'm dealing with women who went through the stuff that I went through. And I can say, hey, I've been there, girl. Like, I get it. I know. Like, trust me, you're not the only person that been through some hurt. But like I said, it's part of my story. I don't regret anything about it. Like, I be like, I'm glad I won lesson. It wasn't all bad, but it just it wasn't God's plan. That's just the best way that I can say it, that it wasn't God's plan.
Yeah, I totally agree. And you touched on something that I actually was talking about in my story because my episode just came out. And, we think that when we go through things, that it's all about us. And really, it's all about purpose, right? It's all about purpose. It's all about God's plan for us. And, I like the fact that you said, I don't, regret it. I wouldn't take it back because it's made you who you are today. And I totally can connect with you on that level because, even though I didn't want my marriage to end and I'm not a advocate for divorce, but it happens.
Correct.
But it happens and it makes you stronger. It brings out purpose. And the things that happens to us, it's so much bigger than us sometimes, and we just don't even realize that until after it's all said and done. So I wanted to ask you, after your divorce was over, where were you emotionally, mentally, spiritually? And did you have a lot of hope for the future at that time?
I was a hot mess
Mm,
after everything happened. I mean, that is just the only way to describe it. Just being transparent. I was a mess. Like I said, I went through depression. I was on medication. I wasn't praying. Cause I just was like, I'm out here by myself. Like, God, I just felt like I had to handle it by myself. Um, Emotionally, it was bad.
mhm,
It was really bad. Like I said, I was taking depression medicine and I just wasn't doing nothing. Like, and a lot of people don't even know this story because I don't really talk about it that much. But I could remember like not even being able to take care of my children.
mm,
Like, I was just in my room, in myself, just being selfish all day. Like, even though I was dealing with depression, now looking back at it, I was being selfish because I was neglecting my children. Um, and one day I literally just snapped out of it. Like, enough is enough.
yeah,
That is done. Like, you girl, okay, he hurt you. Now what? What you gonna do next? What's your next move? And then after that, after it clicked in my mind, like, okay, you got to keep moving. Things just started rolling. I came to, I was living in Philadelphia at that time, and I came to visit my mom in Statesboro, and I was still married. We were still, talking. We had a weird relationship. We would be good for 2 days and then bad for 3 weeks, and then good for a week. So we was always off and on, but still always communicating. And I had told him, like, I'm going to apply for an apartment down here. And he was like, what? And I remember it was like July 2nd. I went to this apartment complex and I applied. And I was like, I know I'm not going to get this apartment. My credit is crap. I had just bought a house in Philadelphia. I'm like, I don't have no money. But girl, they approved me. And I'm like, what? Okay. And then the lady was like, well, she was like, can you move in August? And I'm like, well, I don't live here. I'm like, but can I pay my rent, and move in September? I can at least, get things in order by then. And she was like, okay. So I'm like, well, how much is my security deposit? I'm thinking she's going to say like $2,000. She said $250. I was like, wait, what? Can I give you this deposit right now? She took my deposit and I was like, okay, so now I got to rent my house out. Literally put my house on Facebook. And that night, somebody was like, I want to see it. I'm like, okay, God, this is going fast. Like, went back to Philadelphia. I rented the house to somebody, a friend of the friend. I had showed her the house. I'm like, look, the house is not clean. I've been going through all this stuff, depressed, it ain't clean. She was like, I don't care. I know you. I know your family. You need it. Showed her the house. She was like, I want it. I'm like, okay. So it literally just happened. Every step just happened to move. And then I moved to Georgia. We were still married. Still in my head, I was saying to him, like, well, we can have a long distance marriage, like, I don't know what I was thinking about. I think it was still a little bit of me wondering what people was going to say, like, oh, she divorced, or she couldn't keep him. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was still trying to work on that because I loved him, so I was trying to work on it, but it didn't work. We got divorced, um, and I'm here. you know.
Yeah.
So things have been, I mean, even just thinking back on it, like, I don't know where I would be without being married to my husband right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, God was just preparing me
Yeah.
for this, for my season right now. I know I have a bigger season, but this season that I'm in right now is like all that in a bag of chips.
He's good like that. He's
So
just like that.
God is mind blowing to me. Like people be like I can remember people talking about God, and I'm like, yeah, God is good all the time. Yeah, we know. But like now, me seeing them, feeling them, yeah, like yeah,
The real deal. Yes.
world the Holy Spirit, yes.
Yeah. Totally different when you have a personal relationship with him, as opposed to just somebody telling you about him. And
Right.
it's so good like that. Our stories mirror each other so much, because again,
You said that.
yeah, it's like, um, I could see God always working in my life, but especially through my divorce. I think because that was one of the most traumatic and trying times, even though I had lost people, but that was just one where it was just a lot that came with it, right? So I totally get it, but he was there the entire time. So I totally get it. And I also want to thank you for being transparent about taking medication. I too had to take medication for depression for a short term, mixed with therapy, of course. And um, it's hard to share that sometimes. So I know exactly
It
where
really
you
is.
are with that, because especially in our communities, people feel like if you see a therapist, you're crazy, but if you take medication, you real crazy. But not understanding that there's a chemical imbalance that takes place when you're depressed, and things are just kind of thrown off, and they help to level those things out, and to be able to get you back to a place where you can continue life. So I just want to take a moment to thank you for being transparent with
No
that.
problem.
That's something that I struggle to share too, but I feel like it'll help people later.
And it really will. And you know what? It's crazy because I don't get to tell my story a lot. Like I probably share what I went through like one time before in real detail. It's just something that we don't talk about. Like in our community, it's like you went through it, you over it. All right, that's your past. Don't. But so it feels good to that it's part of moving forward. Getting it out, saying it, and then also I want to help other wives or other people who are going through divorce to say, look at me now. Not even bragging. I'm very humble, but look at me now. I went through that to get here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's all good, whatever stage in life you are. That's not the end. It's not the end. It's more to come.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that it's amazing now that you've come through divorce, but also found your happily ever after and have a praying wives group. That is amazing. The first time we met, I'm like, I love that idea.
Okay.
I love it. So,
Yeah.
again, it's where your pain is not wasted. Thank God that He's that type of God that you found purpose too, outside of that experience. Um, so tell me a little bit about how your self-esteem and your confidence was impacted after your divorce. I know for me, and I shared this, and I share it a lot, that mine was at an all-time low. It probably was at zero, if not negative, because I had all kind of feelings about myself. I internalized a lot of what happened within myself. But tell me how you were feeling, about yourself and your confidence, and how you began to improve that after divorce.
To be honest, I really didn't take time to deal with the hurt. After getting off the medication, I didn't really take time. I just got busy with the next thing, like moving my kids, opening my salon. I just kept myself really busy. And I don't know if that's a good thing or if that's a bad thing, but that's how I cope. I stay active, I stay busy. So to be honest, I don't really know if I really dealt with it. I don't think my self-esteem was really, I don't know, because I never really took that time to undress it. I just kind of kept moving, kept pushing. We told you go through something, all right, you got to keep moving. So I really just kept moving. So to be honest, I probably never really dealt with it. Still to this day, probably never really dealt with my self-esteem. Not saying I don't feel like I have low self-esteem or anything like that, but I know I didn't really take that time for me to rebuild myself back up to say, okay, you went through that, it ain't your fault. Or, I think it was just something that I just kept moving. And in time, I was like, okay,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
that
So, with your healing process, do you feel like you did you ever take some time to work through any emotions, or along your healing process, what did it look like? I know you said that you did just kind of get to work, which is what a lot of people do. Um,
mm,
just kind of busy themselves. Um,
mm,
Same here, with work, because
right,
it's the one thing that I could really control, and so
right,
that's what I did. But tell us a little bit about what your journey was like,
to
after.
heaven.
Hmm.
The main thing I think I held a lot of anger
Mm.
to him. Like, why did you do this to me? Like I thought we was cool, like, that type of thing. Like, um, but in time I just forgave, like, and it was more so for me, like what you still mad for? Like, you moving on. It was more before I got married to my new husband, to Tariq, um, that I just was like, it ain't even worth it, like I had anger, like if I see you, it's someone, but I just was like, I'm not mad no more. I think that, like I said in the beginning, at the time, it just wasn't our time. I don't think he intentionally was trying to hurt, or I was intentionally trying to hurt him. I just think that at that time, it just wasn't our timing. It wasn't written for us to be. That was something that we put together. We wanted it. So we was like, all right, we want to do it. And we ain't put God in none of that. So I think just in time, just me growing, learning more about myself, being a better person, trying to live a godlier life, I just forgave. And now it's no hard feelings. We're not friends. We're not going to be friends, but it's no ill. I don't get that feeling in my stomach or in my gut. Like, oh, it's none of that. It's all love.
Yeah, yeah. So there was some healing, and it sounds like, God just did it for you, which he can,
Mm-hmm.
and he does,
Mm-hmm.
which is amazing
Mm-hmm.
too. So did you have a support system?
My family was definitely my support system, but April, I wasn't even really talking about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It probably would have helped. I probably would have got over it a little bit more sooner if I did, but it was just something that I buried and I just dealt with it.
Yeah.
That's not good. Hearing myself say that out loud, that is not good to do that. But I just got over it myself. It was almost like you got yourself into it, so get yourself out of it. Like you can't keep going through life, mad or angry or why this happened or if I would have did this or if I would have said that. It
Mhm.
just I just got over it. And I don't encourage that for
Mhm.
anybody watching this. I definitely encourage therapy now, but back then I was like, I'm not about to be talking to nobody because they don't know what I'm going through and or whatever. But I definitely, even if you can't afford therapy or you don't want to go to therapy, having somebody that you can connect with and talk to, that can understand you and that's not going to judge you. That's going to tell you, okay, that's okay. You went through that, but it was for a purpose. Like it's not even about you. So don't beat yourself up with the whys or what if, because we don't know. Like everything is God's plan. So you just have to trust the process and you have to trust God that
Yeah.
He's going to do what He said He was going to do for you.
Yeah. And that's amazing. Trusting the process and trusting God. You just said a mouthful right there. Um, because you have to, like, it's only time. Sometimes we get out of stuff and we want stuff to go back to normal so fast. I know that's a problem for me. I'm a 0 to 100, black or white. It's no grades or 50% for me. So you have to trust that process, and so you definitely said a mouthful there. But tell me, if anything, what your divorce taught you.
My divorce taught me that you can't fix everybody.
Mm,
Everybody is not my assignment. I'm still learning that.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
still working on that to learn that everybody, I can't fix everybody. Because I was always, well, what if I do this? Or if I look at it this way, maybe I'll get a different result. So my divorce taught me that everybody is not my assignment.
mhm,
You know, I can't fix everybody, and I have to stay in alignment with myself
mhm,
to just because sometimes when you go about trying to fix everybody or do everything, you lose you. And that's exactly what happened
yeah,
in my first marriage. I lost myself
mhm,
and I didn't let go until I was drowning and there was nothing else that I could do.
yeah,
So, I mean, I know everybody gets different things out of divorce. I'm sure, what my thing could be to somebody might not be to the next person, but I think that was my biggest thing because I blamed myself a lot.
yeah,
Not saying that I wasn't, you know, a good wife because I think I was. I probably wasn't to him. I don't know, but I just think that I was just trying to fix it. I got lost in trying to fix it, and
yeah,
I wasn't becoming a wife. I wasn't a wife anymore. I was now the fixer, but I kept losing. I kept failing. So I was just running into a wall.
Yeah.
time after time after time after time after time again. And the things that my ex-husband was dealing with, I had no clue of how to fix that stuff. Like I had no clue. Like once now looking back on it, it's like, girl, you needed to be going to God with that stuff, you know? But and I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't asking God for no help because I thought that God was just like, you figure it out. This what you wanted, you prayed for him, right? You know, so figure it out. So I started figuring it out, but I just was I can't fix nobody.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't. I
Honestly,
can't.
that's a really, really good answer. Because that kind of did something for me. Um, being a people pleaser, having been a people pleaser for a long time, you begin to want people to like you, and so you do fall into that, or I have fallen into that, wanting to fix people, or offer my gifts up to do whatever it was, and in the process, throwing me to the side. So
Hmm.
your answer was really good. That really like did something to me. I had to kind of keep myself composed. I was like, wait a minute, that's good. So yeah, that's the first time I've heard that answer, but that's a really good one. That's a really, really good one. Do you feel stronger now?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, sometimes, like I'm married now. Like I love my man. Like y'all don't even know. Like this my man. I love that man. Um, but we are not perfect, and we go through things. It's not as extreme as in my previous marriage, but I've learned how to bring it in.
Yeah.
Say, okay, Venus, stop being petty, or stop holding on to something. This is your man, like. And I deal with him like this, you're my man. I tell him all the time, like, no, you're my husband. Like, it's no, you my boyfriend, don't call me tonight, I'll see you next week. No, like, whatever it is, you reel it in, even if I'm not wrong, because I'm usually not. I'm always right. He's still figuring that out. But I kind of just, it's bigger, like it's not worth it. You learn when you're in a good marriage, and like, I know I'm being treated good. I know that my husband loves me. It's not like he just telling people he loves me. Like, I know, like, it's just it's a different feeling, and I wish this feeling on every woman, because it's a good feeling knowing that somebody love you. Like, so sometimes I have to evaluate myself, where I can be like, oh, it's you, when it's like, it don't even matter who it is, but my bad. I'm sorry. Whatever, okay. So
Yes, I love that. I love that. Your response is like, that's my man.
that is, girl, that's my
Yes.
boo.
And just the
And I pipe him up all the time.
yeah,
He be leaving for work. I be like, y'all see that man? There don't be nobody outside. That's my man right there. Hey, boo, that's my. Yeah, it's a good feeling.
love
It's
it.
a great feeling.
Yes, I love how you just describe the love and everything. And I received that when you said, I hope everybody, I wanted that too.
You gonna get it. You getting it. Don't worry about it. In your season, it's coming,
Yes, I
and
received.
we gonna sit back and laugh about it. I can't wait to be at the wedding.
Girl, listen, now I keep joking with my friends. I'm like, when I get married again, I'm going to my pastor's office, like on our lunch break. Hey, what you doing in here? Marry us. I do, he do, we out. And then we'll just go to IHOP for a reception or something. But I don't know. When I get those feelings like that, I don't know. I might have to have a little shebang, put on a little dress or something. I don't know. But we'll
Well,
see.
guess what?
Mhm.
When I got married the second time, we got married in front of the courthouse. It really went just like that.
Yeah.
Like, um, we knew we was getting married, but we was eating breakfast at Waffle House in the morning, and it was like, what you doing later? You want to get married today? Today? Okay, yeah. And we literally went and we got married on a courthouse. And then we renewed our vows like a couple of months later in Jamaica, but it was just me and him. It was still personal. And then, the year later, we had a big reception, but it was really like, it was so bad. We took a picture, and I asked my husband a couple of years ago, like, where is that picture? He deleted the picture. He was like, "We looked a mess. I deleted it." So it was really random. Like, let's just do it. Yeah.
I
I had no makeup on. My hair probably wasn't done. It was nothing.
I love it. I love it. See, you're just like giving me all type of life today because when I tell my friends that, they're just like, "Oh no, you can't do it." I'm like, "No, I'm serious." I'm like, I did that before. I'm like, I'm going to my pastor's office. I'm be like, "Hey, where's our first lady? She can be our witness. You know, I do, he do. We'll see y'all Sunday." You know what I mean? Like, we
That's
don't have to do all of that. I'm past all of that. If it's real love and it's our thing, boom. So you just,
it was right.
yeah, solidified all of that.
Do it.
So thank you. I love that. I love, love, love your story. I absolutely love it. So we're getting ready to wrap up, but I do
Thank
have to ask
you.
you one more question.
Thank
And that's if you
Okay.
can look directly into the camera and there was someone who just signed the papers or just walked away from their marriage or breakup, you know, what words of encouragement or advice could you give them?
Girl, trust the process. Things happen. It's okay. It's fine. You're going to make it. You're going to be good. Trust the process. And guess what? When you go to a different season, everybody can't go.
Mm,
Thank God, God got rid of the mess before you went to your new season. You are it, girl. You'll be fine. I'm not even going to take long on it because you'll be fine.
you better
You good.
preach that.
That's it.
Preach that.
That's it.
Then I need you to come over here and coach me. Like this is some
Don't worry about it. I can.
this is good stuff here. Tina, thank you so
Yeah,
thank you so very much for being here.
no
I'll be here. I know that you're a
problem.
very busy lady. And I follow you and I know that you are moving and shaking and you was looking real cute
Mhm.
this weekend with your high bun and your Ray-Bans, spending time with your boo. So
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
thank you for coming back fresh off vacation to interview with me for this show. So thank you so very much. Before we
No
close out,
problem. Thank you.
absolutely, I do want you to tell the viewers again how they can contact you and how they can follow you.
Okay, first I want to show everybody my shirt. So I have just started a little apparel line. And I just have some shirts for wives. And it says Wife Life. This is the West Side W. So it's the West Side and it's Wife Life. And I have some wife gang shirts and things like that. So if you wanted to follow me, all things Venus Mack Hall Wife Coach, it's at a Praying Wife group. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. Same tag, a praying wife group. You want to follow me as far as the hairstylist? It's the Glam Bar Statesboro on Instagram. On Facebook, it's the Glam Bar Salon. The website is www.theglambarsalon.com. Um, what else?
City
I
Council.
don't know, y'all. Watch the episode again and look to the front to what I said because I forgot.
There's so much going on.
Yes, it's okay.
So again, thank you so much, beautiful lady, for being
No
here today.
problem.
Keep blazing. You're doing an amazing job. And for everyone, we thank you for watching. You can follow me on social media at Coach April Elle, ELLE. You can also go back and watch these episodes on my website at aprilL.com. Until the next time, thank you for watching.